The Washington Post recently published an article about so-called fake news. In it was a list of US news sites which it considered as carriers of Russian propaganda. That information was compiled by a little-known group called Prop or Not, which claims it is composed of independent political analysts. The website paulcraigroberts.com, meantime, mentioned in that list, poked some fun at the Washington Post. Back at it. It came in the form of an open letter to Vladimir Putin. In it, Mr. Roberts says that he was busted by the newspaper as a Russian agent and asked President Putin for a Russian passport and some diplomatic cover to leave the US safely. He even asked how much money was on offer to be a Russian spy these days. Interesting question. Don't know if such thing exists. Anyway, let's talk to Paul Craig Roberts himself, the author of that letter, also assistant to the Secretary of the Treasury during the Reagan administration. Always good to see you on the programme, sir. So, right, I've got the open letter here. You wrote it, well, not directly to the Kremlin. Did you get an answer direct back? Yeah.
Well, I did. I heard from an editor of Pravda and from a producer of a Russian television station in Moscow that Putin had answered through his official spokesperson that he awaits my application for citizenship. So I asked, is this a joke? And they said no. So I think it's very clever of President Putin to respond in this way, because it does help to show how ridiculous the Washington Post is.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, for our viewers, just to say, you've been put on this Russian propaganda list. I mean, you've come on this channel before as our guest, I know. I mean, is that the reason why you're on this Russian propaganda list?
Because I don't demonize Russia. I don't demonize Putin. I'm not a warmonger. I respect the truth. And I realize that in a world of thermonuclear weapons, it's a very serious mistake for Washington to increase tensions between nuclear powers. You know, all of my life, American presidents worked to diffuse those tensions. And I helped President Reagan diffuse the tensions with the Soviet Union and to work out the end of the Cold War with Gorbachev. So when I see the Obama regime, certainly would have happened with Hillary, increasing tensions.
Why? What was the point of this? We all witnessed it. Why was this happening?
I think because the neoconservatives, they have this ideology of American world hegemony, and Russia's in the way. As is China, as is Iran. Any country with an independent foreign policy is in Washington's way. And so Washington is committed to this sort of endless war. We've been at war in the Middle East for 15 years. Why? What's achieved?
It's interesting. It's interesting. We've done a report today, again, very much on the sidelines of the news today. The most searched for word in 2016 was paranoid and fear. Makes you think, doesn't it? But let's talk about this fake news. People more and more talking about this fake news on websites. Russia's been accused of making fake news. Websites been accused of making fake news. What is the point of it? It's going to undermine journalism. People are kind of afraid anyway. They're in fear, a lot of people. They want to read the proper stories. They want to have the proper truth out there. What's all this fake news about, do you think?
Well, what it is the United States does not have an objective media. The media was concentrated in a few hands during the Clinton regime, and it serves as a propaganda ministry for the oligarchy, for the special interest. And so in the United States, the only media is the internet. And so the 200 sites on the list are sites where people get objective reporting. They get objective news. They get objective analysis. And this is a threat to the prostitutes, to the official media. And so they comprised a list in an effort to discredit us as Russian agents. That was the purpose of the list. And so, but it backfired because I made a joke of it, and this joke has gone everywhere.
Well, you're on this list. Is it you're gonna change your bad ways now over it or not?
But look, the list, what it does, it provides Americans, Europeans, anyone, with objective sources of information that they can turn to. So it's backfired on the people doing this.
So no change for you then? You'll carry on your own sweet way. Paul Craig Roberts, thank you very much. Always good to see you and giving us your perspective on it, very wise perspective too, I think a lot of people would say. Thank you, sir.